You know that moment after you speak, when the meeting's over, the conversation's done, but your brain is still spiraling about what you said in the conversation in that meeting? And the reason this is happening is most likely not what you think. I can tell you that it's not because someone challenged what you said, and it's not what they think of you that's bothering you. It's what you think of yourself after you speak. Because you walked away thinking, was that too direct? Did I take up too much space? Should I have softened that a little more? And that internal dialogue that follows, it's loud, it's relentless, and it's quietly draining you. It's that internal over-analysis that comes after you speak that wears you down the most. And that weight adds up day after day, conversation after conversation, until filtering your voice becomes second nature. That's the form of emotional burnout that comes from not trusting your voice, from not trusting yourself. Now, if you're high achieving women who often second guesses yourself, it's most likely because you've learned that clarity often comes with an emotional cost. Not because you're unsure of your ideas, but because you've tied your words to your worth. You start to believe that if you say it that clearly, exactly what you're thinking, will it be too harsh? Will I replay it later and wonder if I overstepped? Will I feel like I should have said it differently so I didn't feel so exposed? And because you're in your head about it, every sentence goes through a filter. How will I feel about it later? Will I regret saying it that way? Am I being too direct, too bold, too much? And so you rephrase your thoughts mid-sentence to sound more agreeable. You shrink your ideas, even in rooms where you're the expert, not because they're judging you, but because you're judging you. You've made it a habit of filtering your voice because you don't trust how you'll feel about what you say after you speak. This isn't about not being confident, but rather more about feeling emotionally safe to be yourself when the stakes feel high. It's that kind of loop that wears you down quietly, where you're over-functioning on the outside, but feeling like your voice gets smaller and smaller every time you use it. And here's the truth that I want you to understand. Filtering your voice might feel safer, but over time, it can cost you clarity, peace, and trust in your own voice. And know this, it's not about speaking louder to be heard. Instead, it's about learning to speak without the emotional tax of trying to shrink yourself down just to sound agreeable. So, if this hit a nerve, if you've ever replayed a conversation for hours, wishing you'd said it differently or not at all, you are not alone. And you don't have to keep doing this to yourself. It's why next week I'm releasing a video where I'll walk you through the exact internal process I teach my clients to help them reset that filter before self-judgment kicks in. Because clarity isn't about controlling how it lands. It's about trusting that when you speak from alignment, you can stand by your words even after the conversation ends. So go ahead and drop an emoji in the comments if you've ever walked away from a conversation overthinking everything you've said, and I'll send you the link for the video when it drops.